Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal back with the new podcast. We are on the 97th edition or episode of the Mr. Informal podcast. I go by the name of Mr. Informal. Don't you ever forget that. And don't you ever forget that to add me on Instagram at MisterInformal. Then don't you also forget to check out my website at mrinformal.com, mrinformal.com. Now, you have seen it on the news. Coronavirus, it will not stop. No, it is not annoying. It must be taken seriously. And these are the 4 topics because that virus is basically infecting the whole world. So, number 1, Nike closures. They're not going out of business. They're just closing their stores due to you know what. Number 2, Apple closing stores except China. That's interesting. Number 3, toilet papers. Yes, I don't get it, but whatever. Number 4, airlines are getting affected by this, and business is certainly going to be a major downside due to this. And those are the 4 topics for the Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you are doing well today, and if you are feeling sick, please stay home. Do not go to work. Just call in sick and say, you know what, I'm gonna stay in today, and it's better that way. So for the first topic for today, hypebeast.com. Nike closing all US stores as coronavirus continue to spread. So this is the Nike memo to the stores and also its employees. The well-being of our teammates and consumers is our top priority, so we have decided to close multiple stores around the world, including the United States, Canada, Western Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, to limit the spread of coronavirus. These closures will go in effect from Monday, March 16 to Friday, March 27. Customers can continue to shop on Nike.com on our Nike apps. We are taking additional steps in other Nike managed facilities, including the option to work from home, staggered work schedules, and social distancing, and additional safety cleaning steps to help protect and support our teammates. Our Nike-owned stores in South Korea, Japan, most of China, and many other countries are currently open. Will continue their normal operation. That is interesting. So, South Korea has this problem, and they're open. Japan is open. China is certainly open. I don't get it. So, the spread of this virus is, I just don't get it. So they're only picking countries that they think that has virus. I thought they would just do it worldwide. But as you know, they are a capitalistic company, so some stores must be open. But one thing I don't understand about this is that why would South Korea be open? They have a very large case over there, the number of cases over there. And also China, most of China. Not half of China, but most of China. Let's just say 80%. So, if you're gonna say that the employees and consumers are you're looking for their well-being, not just with the Western culture, but we're talking about the Asian countries, and yet they're open. So you're saying one thing and then you want to say another. You can't have it both ways here. And this is a trend that's happening in many other brands, and I'm going to talk about the next brand, but I just don't understand why you want to have certain closures. They're basically picking and choosing. They don't want to close China because the big money's in China. The $1 billion is in China. That's where the profits is. That's where the sales is. And the Chinese don't understand why they're paying more, even though the products are made in China. Same thing with Levi's, it's made in China, and yet for some reason it's more expensive in China and it's cheaper here in the US. But man, if I was Nike, I would just close everything down. Moving on to the second topic, another article from Hypebeast. Apple temporarily closing all retail location outside of China. See, just like what I talked about in the previous topic. So after announcing that its annual Worldwide Developers Conference could be postponed until June 2020 and held exclusively online due to the growing coronavirus COVID-19 concern, Apple has announced that it will be closing all of its worldwide retail location outside of Greater China until March 27. This news comes from after Apple recently reopened 42 stores in China earlier this week. So Tim Cook says that the global spread of COVID-19 is affecting every one of us. At Apple, we are people first, and we do what we do with the belief that technology can change lives and the hope that it can be a valuable tool in a moment like this. One of these lessons that the most effective way to minimize risk of the virus transmission is to reduce density and maximize social distances. As rates of new infection continue to grow in other places, we're taking additional steps to protect our team members and customers. Again, that doesn't make sense. You have it open in China, and you said that one of the lessons, the most effective ways to minimize risk of the virus transmission is to reduce density. China is very densely populated, and yet you're having every Apple store in China open. Now here's the thing. They're closing every Apple store outside of China. That's right. They are closing it. They are closing every store that is any store, Apple stores outside of China. It is closed due to this virus. Again, I don't get it. So you mean to tell me the virus comes from China and they're gonna say, and China is gonna say, well, we have everything under control. And I can't believe we're believing China. I don't believe this. And again, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say the same thing in the previous topic. Apple products are made in China, and yes, it's more expensive in China. It's cheaper here in the US. Again, I don't get it. It's really not about currency exchange rate. Come on, it's really not. So I mean, if you're gonna say one thing and then you're gonna say another, you can't have it both ways. You either close it or you don't close. You can't pick and choose. You can't have Apple Store open where the virus originated. And don't tell me about, coronavirus has been there for a long time. It's basically in 1900s. Like, stop it. Come on. Just stop it. So, not only that, Apple pledged to commit $1 million to local San Jose organization to help offset associated revenue loss as a result of WWDC 2020 online format. So, the worldwide Apple developer conference has also been postponed due to this. It's pretty obvious. Again, when there's conferences like that for Apple, there's gonna be too many people in one area, small seats. Again, it's the same thing in China. It's densely populated. Again, Chinese people are gonna go to the Apple store and they're gonna be very close to each other, looking at Apple products. And again, it's gonna be very dense, and it's basically the same thing, and yet they're keeping it open. Decisions like these just does not make sense. So here's a topic that I'm sure you've seen news, social media, in your front page. Toilet papers sold out. You see, when I was buying toilet paper, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I know that Costco ran out because I went to Costco. I was trying to buy toilet paper. I was absolutely surprised. This was 2 weeks ago. And then I went to Walgreens. And you know what? The toilet paper there was on clearance. So I was like, alright, let me buy it. Now, they're basically gone. This in relations to the state of emergency. Basically, the whole United States is in a state of emergency. And toilet papers are sold out. I don't understand what a toilet paper does in a virus. Okay, you know what? Let's say the whole United States is in lockdown for 2 weeks. You mean to tell me that a family of 4, let's just say a family of 4, bought, let's say 4 packs. A pack is 24 pieces of toilet paper. So, that's a lot. You mean to tell me that you're gonna run out of toilet paper? No, you don't. That's a lot of toilet paper. For you to do that, you must be taking a dump every, basically 5 times. Everybody in the family is taking a dump 5 times. Stop it. They're not. Not only that, you could also use wipes, flushable wipes. That is actually much more sanitary and much more cleaner than the toilet paper. Just in case you don't know that. But the sold out part of a toilet paper, Walgreens, Staples, Costco, every grocery store. I mean, I went to Gilson's Market. Yeah, they had it, but it was okay. I don't get it. I really don't. What makes toilet paper much more special than, let's say, a face mask? Yes, face masks are sold out. But again, I just don't understand how a toilet paper can stop a virus. You can inhale a virus. I mean, look. Just to be fair, toilet papers are not the only thing sold out. But toilet papers were the first thing to sell out, and that's the thing. I don't get it. I've seen in news. I've seen people go freak out about toilet papers. Like, really? Like, is toilet paper that important to the point where we freak out about it being sold out? Not only that, Americans makes toilet paper, made in the USA toilet papers, and people say, oh, a lot of toilet papers are made in China, so Chinese are also in a lockdown, so the supply is limited. Like, no, come on, it's not. Don't you know that USA makes toilet paper that are made in the USA? We also have recycled toilet papers. So I just want to talk about that because I really don't understand how toilet paper can stop the virus. Once you inhale the virus, it's over. What does a toilet paper will do? So the last topic for today is airlines traveling. So this virus, basically, there is a travel ban. Anybody that is coming from the U.S., it's banning. So any American citizen can come back to the U.S. if they are taking a vacation from Europe. But anybody who's not a citizen, it is a travel ban. Not only that, the U.S. might also be thinking about banning domestic flights. And so the airline industry is basically going to be in trouble. There's probably going to be workforce cuts, terminations, downsizing. There might be some bankruptcy, whatever, and so and so. So as you can tell, it seems like money again, in turn, other than health, other than people itself. And this is where the capitalistic society mindset comes from. All they see is money. And when you have something like this, all you think is going down. See, this is the problem when you have an industry that is so big to fail that they don't even prepare anything in the future. See, when something happens like this, you always got to be prepared. Like, why is it that the airlines always never think safety drills? Hey, do we have a backup plan when certain things happen like this? I mean, 9/11, like they never learn anything from it. I mean, they act like this will not happen. They're that to the point that they are so short-sighted and they don't even care. You see, I really want the airline industry to fail. I really do. Maybe we need some new management. We need some new blood. Maybe we need some new thinkers. Like, there's so much corporate greed in the airline industry, especially in Boeing. I don't like Boeing. I really don't. I hate him because I can't believe that no one has gone to jail after what happened to their airplanes after over that stupid computer, and they call it safety feature. I don't understand it. But look, I can't really blame the airline industry in terms of what's happening, because when you're a president or when you have something like this, you got to shut it down. I mean, it's you look out for the people. Not only that, the people have voted for you, so you got to look out for them. And when you do this, you must do it, and you are forced to. Would you rather have the disease continue spreading, or you stop it? I mean, the only way is this. The only thing that I don't like about this is they should have a travel ban in China. That's it. Why I don't understand why we don't have a travel ban in China, and yet we have a travel ban in Europe. Again, it's that capitalistic society. And again, to be fair, any cargoes, any types of items and shipments, it's still free to go. But in terms of people, you can't travel to Europe. And think about this. Traveling domestic flights, well, I'm sure you could also travel by land, but flights, that's wow. It's getting crazier and crazier, especially due to this, and hopefully we learn something from this. It's the survival of the fittest, and I'm just lucky that I don't have it yet, and if you don't have it, then that's good for you. Just make sure you are safe, and if you are traveling to a certain country that is not banned, please be safe. Just because this country doesn't have it does not mean it won't have it. You do not know. I don't know. Nobody knows. I mean, this is one of those virus that's just you don't know. You just don't know, and it's better to be safe than to catch it. And so that basically concludes this 97 edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. We're close to the 100th episode. Will I do anything for the 100th episode? Nah, just a normal podcast, I guess. Again, be safe out there. I hope you have your supplies ready. I hope you have food ready. And just look out for one another and look out for yourself. If you are feeling sick, please, get yourself tested or stay home. Do not go to work. Again, do not go to work. No interaction. Do not go out. Just, if you want to talk to somebody, just call them. And so that basically concludes this podcast. Don't forget to add me on Instagram, MISTERINFORMAAL. And then check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.